In the modern world, when we think about solar food dryers, non-specialists tend to associate them with permaculture and handcrafted gear. Usually, one-off designs employ reused materials, aiming for low investment and operational costs. This, however, tends to imply that the producer will end up with an equipment without dimension and supporting it. Due to this approach, the small food producer needs more regarding how much product he can dry, making this type of technology only accessible for big agro-industry players because they have the resources to purchase the equipment with higher drying capacities. In that matter, there is no standardization for the drying capacity. Hence, we established three categories to divide the types of dryers. The first one are the small ones, drying up to 100 kilograms per day. The medium ones dry between 100 and 1,000 kilograms in under 24 hours. And the industrial ones, they dry more than 1,000 kilograms in a day. Our goal is to reduce the gap between the small producer and the big producer.
Food logistics has been in demand for the last centuries, transporting certain types of food, like fruits and vegetables, on a continental scale is a regular thing nowadays. Ensuring the quality of the product is one of the most critical parts of this logistics. The methods used in the most scenarios are usually very energy consuming, making this energy demand directly related to an increase in the weight to be transported, elevating the cost. In 2018, the global export value of these products was around $138 million. We were only staying caught up in the meat market. As in every industry, cost reduction while keeping the quality up to set standard is a constant search for new technologies and methods. However, sometimes, instead of looking for something new, the best is to perfect a method that has been around for thousands of years.
Food is frozen to reduce microbial activity that is responsible up to 20% of storage losses. So, why would one would to dry food instead of freezing it? Well, both reduce natural deterioration, but solar drying does that with much more reduce the operational costs and make it affordable for the small producer. We are to focus on the solar dryers, that they have no standardization, with more than 500 types being recorded. However, there are the natural, fuel, and solar dried subdivisions. We focus on the solar ones because we aim for a more energy independent scenario.
The most common equipment used for solar drying consists of a structure containing a solar collector arranged to allow airflow due to the convection caused by the heat. There are three major types: the direct one, where the collector is part of the main structure; the indirect one, where the collector is assembled as joint of main structure; and the mixed one, that has collector both in the structure and aside from it. Notice that all of them are fixed on the ground, and by the proportion, one can see that the collector area is close in size to the rest of the assembly. Sometimes the drying procedure is better closer to the production area, such as large fruit trees that yield tons of fruits. Those models could be better and tend to underperform. Also, being grounded limits their use, whether by transporting the product to it or not being unable to adapt to a better solar angle. The area of the collector tends to be 7 times smaller than necessary for that amount of product, taking too long to dry the food. For this reason, we developed mobile equipment with a collector area that can withstand the drying requirement for a set amount of food. Since the goal is for the device to be transported and have a good capacity, we designed the structure to follow itself, allowing transportation in a sample tub. Aiming for maneuverability and easy use, we also changed the usual wood structure for a light metal frame and the glass collector for a flexible tough one. The final prototype was built, and it is as follows.
We are at a prototype stage and have yet to confirm our estimates. The next stage will be the field test, where we will set the measurement equipment and evaluate if the changes in the design meet the goals established. After that, if the results turned out positive, we will help the small producer to engage in the market with a resource that is affordable and efficient.